Let me give you some stories to explain about narcissists, to explain narcissism. There's the parent who belittled achievements. Mary told her mother, "Mom, I got a job." Her mother replied, "Are you sure you can handle it? You are not that capable." This time, Mary didn't defend herself. She just smiled and said, "Yes, I'm proud of myself." Her mother couldn't reduce her confidence because Mary stopped seeking her approval. The lesson here is don't look for validation from someone who enjoys withholding it. Validate yourself. Now, the other story is about the sibling who loved to make you look bad. James' brother always compared. The brother of James always compared. "I am smarter. I am more successful." Before James argued, now he just says, "Good for you." Neutral, no jealousy, no competition. The brother loses interest because no reaction means no power. The lesson here is that narcissists perform to get emotional reaction. So don't react, but just observe. Now, let me give you a story about the boss who used intimidation. The boss said, "If you don't work harder, I'll replace you." Instead of panicking, Sarah replied, "I see. Please put concerns in writing so I can improve." Now, the boss will have to prove the accusation in email. He didn't because it was manipulation. The lesson here is request everything in writing. Manipulation hates paper trails. The other story is about the coworker who tried to make you look incompetent. Ruth worked with someone who would loudly say, "Ruth didn't do her part." But Ruth didn't get emotional. She simply said, "Let's review tasks together." In front of others, the truth came out. Coworker exposed. The lesson here is stay factual, stay calm, and bring evidence. Truth is a weapon. Use it quietly. The other story is about the humble leader who wanted praise. A church elder said, "I do everything for this community. You people should appreciate me." Before people clapped, but Esther started saying, "We appreciate everyone's contributions, including the quiet ones." The power shifted. The elder became uncomfortable because praise is no longer one way. Lesson: narcissists in leadership want worship. Share credit with the group, it disarms their ego. The other story is about the community member who pretended to care but controlled. A neighbor always said, "I am only advising you because I care." But the advice was always controlling. So Daniel replied, "Thank you for your opinion. I will make my own decision." No rude, not rude, just firm. The neighbor never offered advice again. The lesson here is that you can be polite and powerful at the same time. Calm firmness ends manipulation. So there's some phrases that you can use in at work in every situation. So you can say these phrases with a relaxed tone. "I hear you. I'm not explaining myself again. We'll have to agree to disagree. I'm not available. That doesn't work for me. This conversation is over." Now, let me give you another story about the emotional weightlifter. He always said, "I am stressed because of you." She replied, "Your emotions are your responsibility." He tried guilt. It failed. The lesson is do not carry emotions that are not yours. Now, the other story is about the drama starter. He threw small insults to spark arguments. She stopped replying. He was left talking to silence. The lesson is drama dies when there is no audience. The other story is about the "I know best" partner. He talked like she couldn't think. So she made decisions without announcing them. He learned she will move with or without him. The lesson here is that silence is power. Not everything needs explanation. Then there's the "I love you but" critic. So he loved pointing out flaws. She replied, "I didn't ask for your evaluation." End of conversation. Lesson: don't stand still while someone tears you down. Now, there are stories about the parent who wanted control forever. Parent said, "You owe me, I raised you." The child replied, "You chose to have me, I choose how I live." Now, freedom was achieved. The lesson here is birth is not a contract for lifelong obedience. There are stories about the auntie with the poison tongue. Auntie always said, "You will never succeed." He answered, "Watch me." Then stopped sharing plans. Success came in silence. The lesson here is protect your goals from bitter mouths. The other stories about the sibling who loved to show off. Sibling bragged daily. He just said, "Congratulations." Flat tone, neutral face. Bragging stopped. The lesson here is no reaction means no power. Then there are stories about the family member who acted like a victim. She always cried when she didn't get her way. He said, "I still love you." My answer remains no. So her tears dried quickly. The lesson is pity is their weapon. Your boundary is your shield. Now there are stories about the boss who threatened jobs. Boss shouted, "I can replace you." She replied, "I'm sure you can, and I can also leave." Silence, respect instantly increased. So the lesson is power is having options. There are stories about the coworker who tried to micromanage. He tried telling her how to do everything. She said, "Repeat that in writing, please." He disappeared like smoke. The lesson here is documentation ends manipulation. There are stories about the credit thief. They tried to take her work. She began copying the whole team on every message. The thief dried up. The lesson exposed them without arguing, just shine light. There are stories about the office narcissist who spread rumors. Instead of defending herself, she became unshakable, or she became unshakably calm. People saw the difference. Rumors died naturally. The lesson, your behavior says more than their lies ever can. There are stories about the humble leader who needed worship. Leader said, "Without me, none of this would happen." She replied, "Many people contribute. Let's honor everyone." He deflated. So the lesson here is remove the pedestal. They lose the throne. There are stories about the group member who used spiritual fear. She said, "God will punish you if you don't listen to me." He answered, "God and I talk directly." Her power died instantly. The lesson, never fear someone claiming holy authority over you. There are stories about the community narcissist who wanted loyalty. He tried to divide friendships. "Don't talk to them, only talk to me." They smiled and built more friendships. He lost control. The lesson, connection is your defense. Isolation is their weapon. Now, the other story is about the friend who only calls when they need something. They called, "Can you do me a favor?" She replied, "I'm not available." No explanation, no guilt. Lesson, boundaries do not require apology. There are stories about the critic who always finds faults. They said, "You should have done it like this." She replied, "That's your opinion." And the lesson, you are not here to meet their standards. Then there's the story about the narcissist who wants reaction. They said something hurtful. She said nothing. Their power disappeared. The lesson here is silence is a sword. Then there are stories about the narcissist who tries to come back. They said, "I have changed." She replied, "So have I," and closed the door. The lesson, never reopen what God gave you peace to close. So, if you're dealing with a narcissist in your life, just know that knowledge is power, information is power, and learning is the superpower. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you've not done so. Thank you.